two big things I want to talk about with Tesla. The big update that was just pushed through for the app that has some code in the background about the robotaxi, and then the brand new Model Y that Tesla has just released that starts at $37,500 after EV tax credits in the US. Those two things are connected. I want to talk through what I'm thinking and why this is such a big deal. So the app update points directly to Tesla being right on track with releasing their robotaxi network, the robotaxi launch in the United States, in Austin specifically, Austin, Texas, in June, next month, literally 3-4 weeks from now. If we look at the update, it has all these things like summon car, send car back, cancel ride, adjust these things, so on and so forth. And this is no different than like an Uber app or a Waymo app, right? That's how these apps work, is that they have to give the function to the person ride hailing, right? To actually hail the car. But the thing here is that Tesla's not going to release it on a separate app. They're going to do it on their existing app, the Tesla app. The Tesla app already, for owners that have Teslas, is the do-it-all sort of app for the vehicle. You can control the car, you can look at your updates, you can update the car, you can unlock the car, but you can also do things like call for service, and you can also shop the Tesla store and the accessory store and all those things. It's a one-stop shop, everything Tesla. Same thing with the energy stuff, the energy products, the Powerwall, the solar panels. It's a one-stop shop app. Now with the robotaxi network, the same thing is going to happen. Tesla's going to have people download the Tesla app to hail a robotaxi, to hail the self-driving taxi network that Tesla's going to be releasing. But it's all on the same app, right? So if you're an owner or a robotaxi customer or an energy customer, you're going to have exposure to all the other things that is on the app. So why is this such a big deal? With the release of this new Model Y, with this cheaper Model Y that starts with $37,500, with the EV tax credit, the federal one in the United States, gets 350 miles of range, rear-wheel drive, doesn't have the all-wheel drive option, but it's rear-wheel drive. It basically shaves $4,000 off the price. In my opinion, the best bang for your buck vehicle by far out there, not even close. If you're interested, by whatever chance, I have a referral code in my description. The Tesla app becomes a perfect place for Tesla to market their products, right? Something like the cheap Model Y. This robotaxi that's launching in Austin is going to be this same exact car. It's going to be this Model Y that starts at $37,500. There's nothing more special about it. This model has had the FSD computer, has had the 8 cameras in the car. It's had the AI brain in the mothership, feeding it and learning how to drive. It has a software update capability. It has the screens for people to say, I'm ready to go, change the music, change the temperature, so on and so forth. There's nothing different about this robotaxi launch next month. And so now Tesla has this unique ability when people hail the robotaxi, let's say, to say, hey, in case you're interested, just on the off chance that you're interested, this wonderful vehicle that's driving you around without a driver in the steering wheel and pedal, behind it rather, the same vehicle that you're super comfortable in, it's perfectly tailored to your use cases, it's super private, right? There's no one else here, it's all yours. By the way, you can buy this. This is not just some special sci-fi, state-of-the-art, incredible technology that drives itself. You can literally go on the same exact app after, let's say, you get off the car and be like, wow, that was sick. By the way, would you like your own? They start at $37,500. Waymo can't do that. Uber can't do that, right? All these ride-hailing apps can't do that. In addition to that, when Tesla has this robotaxi network up and running, it's an unsupervised self-driving thing, right? It's not a FSD supervised like this Cybertruck's doing right now. It's unsupervised, meaning that I wouldn't have to pay attention at all. Right now, I have to pay attention to the road. And as long as I'm paying attention to the road, the system will work, but it will do everything for me, essentially. With these customers that potentially buy the Model Y, one of the things that Tesla could do is like, hey, listen, it starts at $37,500, which is great. But by the way, there are situations where we're going to need more cars in the network. We're going to have, let's say peak demand, or we're going to have situations where we don't have a very good coverage in this specific area for the self-driving network to actually be able to service people. If you were to buy the car and say you were going to add it to the network for other people to hail, right? You would start making money with that. We will share the fare with you. We'll keep 30%, we'll keep 40%, we'll keep 20%, but we'll share the other 70, 80, 60% with you, which will bring down your costs, right, for financing the vehicle. And so a car loan that might be $500, $600 or whatever that number might be, it's now all of a sudden $300, $400, right? Depending on how often you add the car to the network. And they could come up with a sort of math equation that says, hey, Mr. Tesla owner or Mrs. Tesla owner, if you were to add your car for 4 hours a week to the network during peak times, let's say you're able to make $100 an hour, that's $400 a day, minus Tesla's sort of share is, I don't know, $300 or $250 that you get on that specific day. And if you do that 4 times a week, potentially, you could more than pay off your car, right? And now that we know that the regulations around self-driving vehicles are going to move more to the federal level, the federal government is starting to put together pieces to get the framework for self-driving to be national instead of like sort of piecemeal state by state. In theory, that's going to open up markets to this model that wouldn't have existed under the current and previous approach of self-driving regulations. So what does that mean? All of a sudden, places that we would have never thought of that would have self-driving vehicles, suburban areas, rural areas, city to city travel, suburban to suburban travel, all these different places where Waymo and Zoox and all these other competitors cannot operate in because it literally means mapping the entirety of the United States, which because of their approach is literally impossible. They have to map every road and maintain every road so that their self-driving system can work. Whereas Tesla's approach is an AI approach. It's like it uses a brain to figure out how to drive. So it's not dependent on a map. It's just dependent on understanding how to drive. All of a sudden, Tesla has a capability to activate all these customer cars, and then you use that as a way to sell their vehicles as well. So every person that takes a ride or hails a ride in a self-driving vehicle, by downloading that Tesla app to hail the vehicle, immediately becomes a potential customer. The marketing channel, the sales channel for Tesla is the robotaxi network in a lot of sense. And this is Tesla's approach, has been from the very beginning. It's not marketing, it's not advertising, it's not trying to blast the airwaves or the TV waves with, look at how great our cars are, which they are phenomenal. In my opinion, the best car on the road, value for money, bang for your buck, by far. Their approach has been butts and seats. It's like, get people behind the steering wheel pedal, get them behind the screen, get them in the passenger seat, show them the torque, show them the sound system, the entertainment, the Netflix, right? The dynamics of the car, the crazy sort of vibe that you get in the Cybertruck, right? Stuff like that. That's what the company has excelled at. Now with the robotaxi network, they're going to be able to not only showcase how cool the car is, but like this is a self-driving car that you can buy, that you can just buy. You can go on their website and buy. And this is how you reach scale. The big thing with self-driving vehicles, Tesla's competition specifically, is that they do not have the scale. They do not have the capability of getting enough cars out there for people to take rides. There's a reason why Waymo can only operate in certain markets, because they only have 1,000 cars, 1,500 cars in their fleet. They're planning on building another 2,000 cars in the next year. But Tesla makes that many in like 5 hours, 10 hours. They can crank out that many self-driving cars and get them out on the road. I made a post about this a few days ago or a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something, and I put a lot of people like in a tizzy that like, oh, Tesla doesn't make self-driving cars. Yes, they do. It's driving me right now. And it's driving me in a region that Waymo cannot operate in. So people need to start getting out of this mindset that Tesla doesn't make a self-driving car. They do make a self-driving car. They 1,000% make a self-driving car. And those that don't agree with that statement, they don't know what Tesla's doing. It's really that simple. I wish it was different, but it's really that simple. And so when you have a company that can make 2 million self-driving vehicles per year, 3 million self-driving vehicles per year with their cheaper models coming out and the Cybercab coming out, all of a sudden you have a forcing function to put these vehicles literally anywhere where the demand is for self-driving vehicles. And the demand of self-driving vehicles in this present day is dictated by the regulation, by states and cities allowing those self-driving vehicles to exist. With Tesla's approach, a self-driving car on a per mile basis is going to be significantly cheaper than a Waymo or an Uber, because the cost to manufacture one of these cars is $35,000 or less. And when you yank the driver out of the system, you're yanking out 50% of the cost. So by default, you're going to have the cheapest possible method of transportation with Tesla's self-driving network. And they do that by a combination of scale, by having enough cars out there for people to purchase or for Tesla to operate. And then the method that they're using to build that many cars by default makes their vehicles cheap to manufacture. What's going to be cheaper to do? 2 million vehicles or 2,000 vehicles? It's obviously going to be the 2 million vehicles because you're going to be able to leverage your factories, et cetera, to make that many more cars. And so next month, June, for the Robotaxi Network launch here in Austin, this is by far Tesla's most important moment ever. The company's been around for almost 20 years. They went public. Their stock went public in the stock market in 2010, I believe. In the next 30 days, 45 days, whenever it launches in Austin in June, that's going to be the most important moment for the company's history because that validates, if successful, the entire thesis behind the company and why it's such a huge deal and why their approach is so unique and why their valuation on the stock market is greater than the rest of the car companies combined. It all gets validated, potentially, if Tesla is successful in launching a robotaxi network in the next 30 days. And if that's successful, then the underlying technology they're using for these vehicles is now validated for the human or robot because they've basically created a system that understands the physical world using only cameras, and that exact same system is going to power the robot. And so instead of the car using the steering wheel and pedals to drive, it's going to be arms and legs to manipulate the world. And that's going to bring up a huge amount of challenges. It's not going to be easy by any means. It's going to be extremely difficult. There's a lot of safety implications. It's going to take a long time for these things to be in the homes of people. But can they start working in factories? Can they start working in businesses where you can separate humans and machine much more easily, where you don't have nearly as many regulations in factories, so on and so forth, that you would on the road, where you're literally operating road missiles like this one, like a metal triangle road missile that could cause all kinds of damage. With a human or robot in a business setting, in a factory setting, it's completely different. You have to abide by things like OSHA, which is like, workplace safety, but that's for human. When it comes to, and it's the sort of human-machine interaction. And as long as you can create good separation between human and machine, these human and robots are going to be freaking everywhere. Because manufacturing a robot is going to be way cheaper than quote-unquote manufacturing a human and having an HR department and giving them healthcare and making sure they get lunch breaks and making sure you don't overwork them and making sure they're happy and making sure you're giving them a good wage, right? Especially against competition. Everything breaks. And all of that is going to get validated in the next 30 days. This is a gigantic freaking deal. And so the weight of the world is on Tesla to execute. And they have to execute at an extremely high level. They have to make sure there's no safety occurrences, that there's no accidents. And given the trajectory that they've experienced with FSD in their cars, with customer cars, from my perspective, the fact that they have millions of cars on the road and they've had free trials for FSD and they have people actively using the latest version of FSD and they're collecting, I think this quarter they're going to reach 6 billion miles on self-driving, on their self-driving systems, proves that they take safety very, very seriously, because otherwise, right? Otherwise, the system really won't be used by anybody. And that's the opposite that's happened. They have more autonomous miles than anyone else combined by far, right? So we'll see what happens in June. We're one day closer. Today is May 7th, Wednesday. And yeah, if you follow the company, it's an extremely exciting time, especially during all the poo-pooing that Brand and Elon have been experiencing as of late, which in my opinion is a huge amount of noise. The more I dig into it, I think people are going to be surprised by how many Tesla cars Tesla's going to be able to sell this year. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.